Hello and welcome, teachers. I am Carolyn, your host, and welcome to this week's Weekly Mini, your bite-sized workshop on the hottest acro topics. You can reference all of our previous weekly minis and more amazing content on the Acro Dance Resource Center. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and we'll get those answered for you at the end of the presentation. And if you know another certified teacher who should hear about today's topic, be a friend and tag them right now and let them know that we're here. Today, we present a new weekly mini with Acrobatic Arts Company Principal Sandra Elliott. Sandra is here to review the updated 2024 Acrobatic Arts syllabus, taking you through the changes and revisions that will officially take effect on January 1st, 2024. Sandra has been with Acrobatic Arts since its inception. She is an examiner, course conductor, and contributor to many acrobatic arts programs, including Module 1, the graduate program, the PIN program, the adjudicator certification for acro dance, and facilitates examiner training, just to name a few. Welcome, Sandra.
Thanks. Good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning. We are thrilled to have you here. Now, I know this is a big topic, 2024 syllabus revisions. It affects the syllabus, obviously, and I just wanted to, before you start, give teachers just a glimpse into the process, and we don't have to go down too far down that rabbit hole, but this is not something taken lightly, and in fact, the process starts right as soon as the new revisions are announced every 4 years, is it?
Every 4 years. And sometimes the process even starts before we've released the current revisions. So yeah, great question. So what we do is we make notes through that 4-year cycle of what we're seeing either on the Facebook Certified Teacher page, some feedback that we've had at the end of every exam session. Teachers have a survey that they can fill out and they give us feedback there. Our examiners give us feedback on what they're seeing in the field and what they're seeing as far as, you know, this skill is consistently scoring a little bit lower on our scoring scale, so maybe we need to address some progressions that are leading up to that. So we're constantly pulling in feedback from different sources, and we make our list, and then we take all of these items that have been brought up, and we bring them to our staff body at our fall annual meetings. We discuss, we debate, we pick things apart, and we really try to decide exactly what's going to work best for our customers, our dancers, and then we take a year to implement those transitions or those revisions. So we take that year to create, update manuals and create videos and create examining tools and all those kinds of things that need to happen before we actually launch the actual revisions.
And which brings us here today. Those revisions have been launched and there's a process in place. And part of that is what you're going to present today, which is education. And we can talk more, and I know you will, about where our teachers can find all of this information. But I will let you take it away. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so our revisions this year are there's not a large volume of revisions this year, but we do feel that the revisions that we're implementing are very important and valuable to our dancers' developments, and they enhance the existing progressions that are already in the syllabus. So we'll get right to it. So where you're going to find the revisions for our certified teachers is that you're going to find them in a few different places. The first place you can find it is on your account on the Acrobatic Arts website. So when you go into our website, I hope everybody's enjoying our new website. I think it's fabulous and it's a big, huge step forward for accessibility and usability. So you're going to go to your name and log into the account, grab your name here, pull down the drop-down menu, and then you're going to go to your certifications and trainings, and then you'll click on Module 1, and you'll come up to this page, which is essentially on the old website. It was the certified only section of our old website, so it's all going to be right here on your account. So the actual revisions themselves, you'll find them in 3 places on this page. You'll see here, there's a list called Syllabus Revisions, and this is not just the 2024 syllabus revisions, but all of the revisions that we've done in the last several years. And this, you'll click on and find that page, and it will be a written format. So what I mean by that is it'll say in whatever level, this skill has replaced that skill, or in level 2, this skill has been deleted or this skill has been added. So it gives you an exact explanation as to what skills have been changed within that level. The next place you can find the revisions is in the manual itself. So you'll click on this icon here at the right side of the page, and you'll get into the manual with a password that's already there for you. And you'll be able to see not only just the manual, but you'll see the list of skills at the back of the manual, which is what is included in each level. And then we've also isolated that required list of skills, or skill list, on this portion of the Module 1 account page. So when you click on this, you'll open up a PDF that is just that list of skills from the back of the manual that tells you exactly what skills are in each level. And remember that the order of the skills that are listed there is the order in which your dancers will be examined in them, okay? So our syllabus revisions again, just to recap, our Acrobatic Arts manual on the right side page, and then our required list of skills midway down that page. Okay, on the Acrodance Resource Center, also on the original app, you're also going to find the revisions. So you are going to find the revisions in the manual section, and then you'll look for requirements for each level. And in that section, you'll see both the full list of skills, as well as the individually written, this skill has replaced that skill. Okay, and then under featured on the Acrodance Resource Center, you'll go to professional education, and then you'll go to syllabus revisions. On the original app, you'll find it under resources, which is on that opening page of the app, and then you'll go to syllabus revisions. And then in the syllabus itself, so where you go to find the videos of all the different skills, the skills in that video list right now, you'll notice that some levels will have skills that just say Superman, and then in brackets, it'll say superhero-2024. And so that is an indication to you that that's going to be a change coming January 1st of 2024. And then there's also added information, remember, in the focus, and there will be previous and next progression links to our new skills as well. So the revisions themselves, we've got a few different types of revisions that we've included this year. Number 1 is some name changes. I've kind of hinted on a couple of those already. And then we have some adjustment to distances, and I'll go through that in a moment. And then we have new skills that we've introduced, and I will also go through those in a moment. So the main changes that we have, there's really just these 4, and they show up early on in our syllabus, and then a few of them will be maintained, obviously, throughout the entire time that they present themselves in the levels. So number 1 is our baby bridge is now called pre-bridge. Our baby scorpion is now called pre-scorpion. Our jazz second position is now called acro second position. And the main reason behind that is because we want dancers to understand that there's a difference between a wide jazz second, which jazz second normally is wider than hip width apart. And our acro second position is hip width apart only with our parallel feet. And that's going to lead us into a proper entrance into our down to bridge or our bridge recover. So we just wanted to clarify and identify that as being a little bit different than our jazz second position. And then lastly, we have our Superman, which has been changed to superhero. So our adjustments to distances, we have made the decision to change our distances from empirical or feet into metric or meters. So the main place where this affects our skills is in the handstand walking skill. And that shows up in level 8, pre-pro 1, pre-pro 2, and pre-pro 3. So I'll just very quickly go through those distances. And just be aware to our US friends that the feet distances are also listed in the Acrodance Resource Center. And they will be there as a conversion, just for your reference. So in level 8, our dancers are going to travel 3 meters forward, walking on their hands. The one change that we do have as well is that the legs are required to be straight and together now. So previously we had an optional position of legs, but now the legs need to be straight and together. So they are walking 3 meters forward and then they can stop. And the conversion of that is approximately 10 feet. In pre-professional 1, we have our dancers traveling 6 meters forward with their legs straightened together. So again, that's a leg position change. And that is going to be a translation or a conversion of 20 feet. So in level 8, they were going 3 meters. In pre-pro 1, they're going 6 meters. Now we're up to pre-pro 2, and we're going to go 6 meters forward. We're going to do a half turn and then travel 6 meters forward again. So they're returning to their original position. And this leg change is that they only require 1 leg position. It is optional. So previous to this, they were to show us 1 leg position on the first leg of the distance, and then they turned around and showed us a second position on the second leg of the distance. But now they only are required to show us 1 leg position total. And then we get to pre-professional 3, which is 6 meters forward, our full turn, and then 6 meters backward to our original position. And so again, that 6 meters converts roughly to about 20 feet. Okay. There are some other distances in our skill sets. They are crab walks and bridge walking. And the distance that the dancers are recommended to travel is listed on the Acrodance Resource Center, as well as the original app. But they are not examined on that distance. So it's a recommended distance. And basically what will happen is that the examiner will tell them, travel from this part of your mat to that part of your mat, and the examiner will say thank you when they've seen enough of that skill to score it. So that, again, that distance is not part of the evaluation process. So we're not specifically listing the distance within the skill name. So as I mentioned before, both distances, feet and meters, are listed on the Acrodance Resource Center for all of our worldly teachers to access. All right, so now we are going to take a look at our 3 new skills. So there aren't very many, there's just 3. We're really down to the fine tweaking now of our syllabus. So the 3 new skills, number 1 is going to be walk up the wall to handstand. Number 2 is going to be pre-backward roll. And number 3, we're going to try that again. And number 3 is going to be our 2 continuous cartwheels. Okay, so we'll start out by talking about walk up the wall to handstand. So our walk up to wall to handstand is in the primary level. We are going to watch for the dancers. This is the focus that you'll see listed on the Acrodance Resource Center, and it's exactly what the examiners are going to be examining the dancers on. So we are looking for dancers being able to bear their weight on 2 points, working towards shoulders over wrists, so we're really trying to encourage that stacking position. Straight arms, hands shoulder width apart. Our fingers must be facing forward. We're looking for them to be spread and working to engage them. Both feet on the wall at the same time and at the same height. So there isn't a required height, I should say, but we do need to see the feet higher than hip level. And they'll be on the wall at the same height, at the same time, as I mentioned, and their feet will be on their demi-point, so the balls of their feet. Okay, they don't need to have the toes pointed like in the pike handstand. And they're going to be working towards straight legs, which means they may not be perfectly straight at this level, and that we're hoping to see that their core is engaged. So let's take a quick look at the video and make sure that everybody's got an idea of what it's going to look like, and then I'll talk about why we decided to add it into the syllabus. So the dancer's walking up. The head is in line for this dancer. We're encouraging our dancers to have their head in line, but again, it's not a requirement. But the purpose was to add another pre-progression to handstand facing the wall in pike, and it complements our primary level handstand progressions. You'll see that in the drill section of the Acrodance Resource Center, as well as the original app. And this will give the dancers strength and confidence leading into the handstand facing the wall and pike demonstration that we see in level 1. So let's just have one more quick look at the video. So she's walking up on the balls of her feet. She shows same height, same time together, and then comes right back down. It doesn't matter whether the dancer starts with their right foot and comes down with their left foot starting first. That doesn't matter for this skill. They can go up initiating with their right foot if they would like. This dancer did the left foot, okay? So our next skill that we're introducing is our pre-backward roll, and that is in level 2. Our focus for this skill is to make sure that our dancers are pushing the hands equally into the ground to create space for their head. We don't want any undue pressure on their head, although we do realize that the head is likely to be touching the floor, but we don't want any weight or pressure on their head as they're doing the roll. So we're looking for a round back. Obviously, the head is tucked, landing with the feet at the same time in a wide acro second. And we want that roll to roll in a straight line of direction. Momentum is going to be important so that they have that speed and that momentum so that as they transition into the full backward roll in level 3, they'll be able to do that successfully. Fingers spread, pointing forward and engaged. We want to also see really good posture at the beginning and the end. We want to be careful that the knees do not touch the floor as they execute the roll. And of course, we want to see good balance at the end of that. Okay, so let's take a look at the video. A nice strong finish. So again, the purpose of this skill is to give the dancers another progression between rock and roll, which is in our primary and level 1 skills levels. And we have also, don't forget about rock and roll with hands drill. So that is in our Acro Dance Resource Center. You can find that under the drills. All you need to do is search rock and roll or rock and roll with hands and you'll find it. And then it's going to transition us a little bit better or progress us a little bit better into that backward roll in level 3, which a lot of our dancers seem to struggle with. So this skill takes less strength and less coordination than our level 3 backward roll, but it allows our dancers to continue to build that upper body strength and the timing required for that backward roll. And I just want to remind everybody to keep working on drills and skills that increase that upper body strength, because that is key for our dancers to be successful in these backward rolls. Okay, let's watch it one more time. Okay, so it's going to be, I feel like teachers are really going to love this skill and they're going to be thankful that it's in there to help with that backward roll in level 3. So in level 4, we've added the 2 continuous cartwheels. So in this skill, our examiners and you as teachers should be looking for and working towards 2 continuous seamless cartwheels with proper technique. So all of that good technique that we've been working on through our pre-cartwheel and into our full cartwheel in level 2, we're continuing all of that good technique all the way through the syllabus. So that includes our straight line of direction. We are looking to make sure dancers are not including any extra steps or hops between the 2 cartwheels. We want to see good rhythm, good fluidity. We want to see that nice transfer of weight exit that we've been working on since our primary in level 1. And clean ending position with balance and good posture at the beginning and the end of the skill. So let's have a look at this dancer. Nice strong ending. So again, the purpose of this skill in our progressions is to build the speed and the strength in looking forward towards that 2 continuous side aerials that we require in pre-professional 2. Once your side aerial is mastered and you've been working on obviously these 2 continuous cartwheels, you're going to introduce some drills leading up to our flying cartwheel and leading up again to our side aerial. And once they've mastered that side aerial, use this concept to continue to progress towards that 2 side aerials. So for example, you can have dancers work on cartwheel side aerial. And then you can work on side aerial flying cartwheel and just do different combinations of progressions of those skills leading up to side aerial, which then they will be able to execute in pre-professional 2, as well as it's a great addition into choreography. So that basically caps it up. I mean, there really is just a fine tweaking of our syllabus. I just want to let teachers know as well that if between now and January 1st of 2024, for exams, teachers have the ability to choose between the current syllabus and the 2024 syllabus. But once that January 1, 2024 date comes in, the 2020 syllabus will no longer be available for examinations, and we won't be teaching that at all in our Module 1 courses. We've already started teaching the new syllabus in our Module 1 courses. We had our first one in Australia at the beginning of April, and so all courses progressing now will be this new syllabus.
Amazing. Thank you, Sandra. You're just so articulate. And I know it's your job to do that, but amazing for our teachers to be led through that and for you to break it down, and not only the what, but the why. And so we're really grateful for that. So thank you for putting that together for our certified teachers and all of that support material that Acrobatic Arts can offer to them as well. I know you went through all of these things. So if you're just joining and you're watching the replay, just to remind everybody that that information that you're looking for, that revised manual, can now be found on your account, and it replaces the one from before. So that one is gone. The new one is already there for you, as Sandra explained. There's also the required skill list is also on your account, and everything everywhere that has to do with the syllabus is being updated, will be updated, has been updated. So you are in good hands. Obviously, if there's any questions you feel like we haven't or that Sandra hasn't answered, you can message admin at acrobaticarts.com. Sorry, go ahead, Sandra.
I was sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say too, I'll just quickly add in about the manual. You talking about it just tweaked my mind. So the manual on their accounts is our evergreen manual, and it will constantly be updated. So they'll always have the most current version there. But if anybody loves the hard copy manual, I know I'm one that loves to still do pen to paper or pencil to paper. Those are still available. They are available for purchase. You just need to contact your division manager. So your division manager would be Jennifer Shirkey in the UK, and in the US it would be Mark Nash. And then for Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Canada, it would be admin at acrobaticarts.com.
Right. Awesome. Okay. So that is fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. So yes, just to recap on all of that, I will put some of those frequently asked questions I know that have come from our certified teachers, encapsulated what you talked about today in terms of those particulars into a post that I will put in the chat right now. So if there's anything else, by all means, please reach out. We're here to help and support you. Sandra, thank you so much. Anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so. I think that's it.
I think you nailed it. And so, like I said, super grateful for that. So thank you, teachers. All of that information is there for you. We look forward to any of questions that you may have moving forward. Syllabus update time is an amazing time for us at Acrobatic Arts, a refresh, a reboot on things, and it's exciting, I'm sure, for you to take into your studios, to your classes, and to put these things into play that maybe you've been wondering about or had questions about over the last few years. And as you also now know the process that takes place, your contributions here in the certified group are incredibly valuable. We do see what you post, we do hear what you post, and it's important to the progress of your studio, your students, and to Acrobatic Arts, so that we can support you fully. So thank you for your contributions, and away we go. Thank you again, Sandra.
Thank you.
Have an amazing day. Join us again next week, teachers. See you then. Bye.